to stay locally and play at Arizona and play for Coach Olson, who is in the Hall of Fame here. Yeah. Just talk about that decision, and I mean, is there pressure? And when you're a star high school player, kind of growing up so close to a big time Division I school, is there pressure to stay there and commit and play there?
No, because Arizona at that time wasn't very good. My sophomore year in high school, I went to an Arizona game. They were 4-24. They were 1-17 in conference, and I went to, it was the Arizona Wildcats versus the Oregon Ducks. I had nosebleed tickets, and by the end of the game, I'd worked myself down to the second row because no one was there. So beginning my junior year, Coach Olson came, and I'll never forget his press conference. He said, "You better get your tickets now. It's going to be the hottest ticket in town." And people in town were like, "Oh, come on. Like, we just hired this crazy old guy now." And sure enough, by the end of the season, you couldn't get in the building. And for me, that spoke volumes. I was a huge college basketball fan. Every Saturday for me was watching North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, all these ACC schools, and then the second game might be UCLA and somebody big. And so I figured I didn't have to go way across the country to play big-time college basketball once Coach Olson came. And for me, it was the best decision I've ever made.
Having friends and family too, at all the home games, I'm sure, and people close by. I mean, what was it like to be able to do that and not have people, have to call you after a game cross country, how do you do tonight, and check you on TV? I mean, they're able to watch you in person, up close and personal. It
was a great feeling. I mean, my mother got to, watch all my home games. My dad was there. Those experiences are, priceless. And so, for me, like I said, it was the best decision I ever made. And not only that, I got to play with a lot of great players. Kenny Lofton played Major League Baseball for 18 years. Judd Bushler and Steve Kerr, who's now the coach of the Golden State Warriors. Those are my teammates. Tom Tolbert, Anthony Cook. I mean, and we broke records. My junior year at Arizona, we went to #1 in the country. We were unranked to start the season. The second month of the season, we were #1, and it was the first time it had ever been accomplished at Arizona. So, we were kind of pioneers. It was kind of groundbreaking at the time, and something that all of us are still really proud of.
So, I mean, those early years, you guys had some success, but, no titles, early on, and Coach Popovich comes on board in the mid-'90s. Tim Duncan comes on board, right around the same time. Those two coming to the Spurs organization, I mean, what was that like to, right around that time? I mean, obviously Tim goes #1. I mean, there's a lot of headlines coming with him and Coach Popovich as well. I mean, what were those years of the mid-'90s, late '90s like for you?
They were good years. We had 2 or 3 years there, 2 years, I think, that we had the best record in the league. We thought we were going to win the NBA championship. It didn't work out for us. For some reason or another, we lost during the playoffs. And so we had a down year, and we got extremely lucky and got the first pick in the draft, to the chagrin of the Boston Celtics, still to this day, who wanted Tim Duncan desperately. We were able to draft Timmy, and as soon as he came, we were legitimate again. And 2 years later, I think it was 2 years after we drafted him, we ended up winning the NBA championship. And that combination between David and Tim was something else. I mean, Timmy was, they're not even the same type of players. David was super athletic, could run, jump over everybody. Timmy was fundamentally sound. And he proved that you didn't have to play well above the rim, and you didn't have to be flashy to be great. I still consider Tim Duncan the best power forward of all time. And I haven't seen anybody coming up, I think, that will even challenge that. And really the reason the Spurs have been good for the last 20 years is because we had a guy like Tim Duncan who could get you baskets, in crunch time. He was a great defender. And besides all that, he's a great person and a great teammate. He's somebody that people want to be around.
Hello everyone, I spend a lot of time trying to get you guys nice videos, so please subscribe to this page, and please subscribe to my second page. The link to my second page is in the description section. Thank you.